So this is the place everyone's talking about, eh? RaincorsBrothel.com. Let's see. What do we have here? Episodes, about, contact, archive. Shop. This must be where they have the goods. The hell is this? This isn't a brothel?
Cecil?
What? Nothing.
Cecil, what on earth are you doing?
What? Nothing. Go away.
Move your hands away from the screen this instant.
Fine.
Oh my, is that the new Rancor's Brothel website?
Apparently.
The one with the incredibly beautiful new graphics and logo?
I suppose.
And the new user-friendly interface?
In your face.
Cecil, this is amazing!
Worst brothel I've ever visited.
What's not to like? It's live nerds rolling dice and playing games.
No, you see it says alive nerds. Damn it.
What did you think it said?
What? Nothing. So just press play or...
Rancor's Brothel is a premier podcast for live-action tabletop role-playing games. You can find them anywhere you find podcasts and check out their entire archive at the new and improved RancorsBrothel.com.
I feel utterly lied to.
Maybe I should just let you enjoy it alone.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to try something new. I miss my leg.
Rancor's Brothel presents The Wild Beyond the Witchlight.
Roughly every, 2 or 3 feet, there is a spike, or a stake, if you will, with a Bullywog's head on it. And they're looking at you or talking to each other. And
wait, they're not dead? They're
yes,
animated.
No, they seem to be speaking to one another and like, I don't know, maybe shouting some insults at you or something.
Gotcha.
That sort of thing.
Do they have lungs attached?
It's just the heads.
These guys have a lot of guts heckling us, given that they're only heads.
Yeah.
This is the highlight of their day.
Yeah.
Probably.
This flat wood plank bridge, which spans an arm of the lake, is lined... it is only on one side, my apologies. Is lined on one side by rows of bullywug heads on wooden spikes. As you reach the center, at the center of the bridge, a small figure sits with its feet dangling over one side. The figure appears to be talking to itself in bemoaned tones. But then... the severed bullywog heads nearby erupt in a cacophony of voices, some indignant, others sympathetic. A few in a more distant row yell, "What? I couldn't hear what you said." As if they were too far away to hear.
I just keep on hearing the song "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life" as we're talking about this.
That's a fair assessment. If I could afford the rights, I'd throw that in there.
Exactly.
What you see... perhaps who you see, is a small figure. A small figure, size small.
Like me.
What appears to be an individual with large clapper-claw hands and a gourd for a head.
It's our scarecrow
speaking
friend.
to some of the heads in front of him.
It's the scarecrow friend, Mr. Pinchy.
Clapper-claw was his name.
Yeah, Mr. Pinchy. Pincher, claw, scarecrow. Yeah, Clapper Claw. That's what I wrote down. It's Pincher, Claw, Scarecrow.
I presume Clapper Claw.
And as he turns towards you, it's weird because he has a gourd for a head. He doesn't have a head. Head doesn't even have a face.
I just imagine the crow, not the crow, the scarecrow from Howls. That's what I imagine.
And his voice sounds sort of muffled, as there is no actual face or mouth, but can still speak to you. And when he turns, you hear kind of like a jingle of something metal, almost a metallic jingle when he spins his head around.
Does his head spin literally?
He doesn't like
I know. It's just like he turns so fast it spins.
Sounds like a bell.
He says, who are you? More like, who are you?
Is there a way we can help him with that? Mumbling's rude.
I was curious. I'm like, can we cut a hole in the gourd to give him like an open mouth hole, or is that going to do anything?
Wouldn't really know. He wouldn't really know either.
Is it going to hurt him if we decide to just slice it open?
Unknown.
Because you had the vision of him choosing a head, right?
Indeed.
That's what you did.
He was trying to pick out a thing. He had a bucket, and then he decided, you know what? I'm going to choose a gourd.
Gotcha. I assume you're Clapperclaw?
He says, yes, that is my name. Outsiders, I presume, although perhaps not all of you, as he somewhat regards the Harrigan.
Yeah, we were trying to find Bavlona. We were told to seek the king, but...
a bunch of the heads erupt and start going, oh my god, we want to find Bavlona. Ah.
I just imagine one turns up and then falls.
And Clapperclaw kind of says, well, that is a very risky idea, for sure.
We were told you were some kind of a guide.
A guide. Ah. I see. You don't want to stay here in Hither. You want to go to thither.
Well, once we take care of Bavlorna, then yes.
I see. Well, I'm always happy to guide people as much as I can. Although, it's hard to do without my head. I can't see as well as I used to, and as you can tell, I can't speak as loud as I used to.
Where is your head?
The damned rabbit took my head, and now I'm stuck with this stupid gourd.
Okay. Well, we know where the damned rabbit you speak of is.
Oh, it's not likely that it's there any longer. When the rabbit takes something of that significance, it usually ends up to Bavlorna.
Oh, well, then we still kind of know where it is. So is it safe to assume that if we get your head back, you'll guide us through the mists to thither?
Happily.
All right. Well, we've got more of a reason to go to old Slackjaw.
Do you know the way to Bavlorna's?
I do. We'll have to go around the lake some, and the next area over here, the next area to the east is where the king sits at the Usagi court. It's very likely he will like to speak to you before you go any further.
Of course.
Yes,
Can't bypass.
King Gullop the 19th.
Gullop?
Gullop.
King Gullop the 19th.
He's currently the new king. See, these heads here are all of, well, some of the former kings throughout the years. Each belongs to a former monarch who was disposed and killed by their usurper.
Why are they all still living, sort of?
Some sort of strange spell on the place, I presume.
Well, he didn't ask how. He asked why.
That he doesn't really know. He presumes there's some sort of spell in the area.
You said the Soggy Court?
The Soggy Court.
I'm sure we're going to hear that word a lot.
Yeah.
Just look out for them soggy bottom boys.
He says, how did you come by this place?
The bridge?
To Downfall, I mean.
Oh, we were told this is where Bavlorna is.
And forgive me, but the evil rabbit is the one who let you through?
It's been a very long,
we've
aggravating journey.
I wouldn't say he led us through.
Yeah, I mean, we
very long.
came to an understanding.
Very aggravating.
I see. Is he still living?
Yes.
I suppose that's good. Zabilnia wouldn't approve if she were still in power. Then again, you would know that, wouldn't you? He says to the Harrigan.
Yes, I very much know that.
Well, Bavlorna is very, very fond of her cottage. It's very important to her, and she spends quite a bit of time there. She's a very distrustful shut-in. She despises her sisters.
That's
Especially
a surprising fact.
Especially Skabatha.
Aren't they aware how much better they could be if they, teamed up?
Are you saying that to him?
No.
Or are you just talking?
So
By the way, he only stands about 3 feet tall when he stands up.
the king's at the end of this bridge?
Yes, just beyond the bridge, you'll find his court. Him on the throne, probably eating flies.
All right, well, I guess we'll have to go talk to the king, and then we will be back at some point with, hopefully, your head.
He says, it's not your typical head, it's a skull.
Okay.
That's all he needs. We can get some of those.
And again, every time he turns his head, you hear this like jingle inside of the gourd.
Got something inside there?
He literally just goes, he kind of shakes his head really quickly and says, yes, some bullywogs thought it would be funny to add to my gourd. I believe some small amount of, as he shakes it again, coinage.
So is there already a hole in this thing?
Where it's attached to my neck.
Oh.
He's like a little piggy bank.
Yeah.
Would
Piggy
you
bank.
would you like them removed?
Perhaps after you find my skull.
So what did I miss? Something about a piggy
Consider it part of the reward. Not only will I take you, you can have whatever's inside of my gourd.
Dangling in his head. In his gourd.
bank. Is it hollow?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, I guess we will head to find the king.
He says, I'll at least follow you that far. As he gets up, again, he's only like 3 feet tall, even with the gourd. He's got like a little sack that he carries on his back that has like moldy straw in it. I mean, not that you would ask him, but it's literally to like refill any spots that fall out. If he gets injured, it's like his health.
I was tempted to be like, would you like new straw?
New straw would be incredible.
I'm not saying we're going to go over to find it, but if we come across it, we can give it to him.
He follows you at least across the rest of the way of the bridge, and you walk into the next section.
Is this the soggy court?
Yes. A grand marble gazebo stands atop a mound of soggy earth. Its white stone streaked green with algae. The support pillars have sunk into the muck unevenly, so that the domed canopy now sits askew. Short steps ring the gazebo, leading to a raised floor where bullywogs dressed in shabby clothing lounge on pillows. Among them, a harpist sends forth delicate notes that mingle with the murmured croaking and the gathered nobles. On a dais, did I say it right?
Amadeus?
On a dais?
Ooh.
Or a dais? D-A-I-S.
It's a dais.
Okay.
I've always pronounced it dais.
I think you can say it either way and they accept it.
On a dais, a flabby bullywog wearing a crown woven of lily flowers sits on an ornate throne with his legs folded under him. He has a large leather-bound book open across his lap and is mouthing the words as he reads the pages. Without looking up, he says, "Have you no herald to announce your presence before King Gullop the 19th?" And he slams the book closed, as if to punctuate his question regarding you for the first time. Sleeping bullywog guards standing around the monarch snap to attention and ready their weapons.
I show him the brooch.
We were told to come see you to find the way to Bavlorna.
I show him the brooch. From Duke Ickerton.
Duke Iggy sent us.
Icarin.
And he says, Ikrin's brooch?
Yes.
And how did you come by this?
We helped him at the balloon factory. We put out the fire.
Oh, the balloon factory. He kind of gives a sigh of relief. The fire's been going on for nearly 2 days.
Yes, we put it out.
As he speaks, you see like a baby crocodile like crawl between his feet and come out and like kind of sit at his toes.
Is this guy Jabba the Hutt?
Kinda.
I mean, aside from the fact that he's a frog that can actually probably move, sure. Like,
Frog.
He doesn't seem to have slaves around him. He has people.
You know what they are.
Frog, slug. Not that much difference. Both are slimy. Bottom feeders.
Have that weird licky tongue.
Yeah. Well, yes, it was an epic battle to put out the fire, but we succeeded.
Yes, we were gifted this brooch to have an audience with you.
And he says, Bevlorna, huh?
That's who we're after, yes, to go find.
He says, well, you are welcome here. Please sit, rest, eat. As you are like, you see like plates of, I don't know, maybe fungus, but mostly like grubs and bugs and things.
Yeah, if you just want to point us the direction of Bavlorna, that's all we're kind of needing here.
I take some of the stuff and just stick it in my mouth and smash them, and stuff's just shooting out the sides. I don't eat food.
It doesn't stop you from trying.
Nope.
He kind of puts a hand. He kind of waves a hand, and the guards kind of stand down a little, still armed, but are not in like ready to fight position. And he takes one of his webbed feet and kind of shoves the baby alligator just out of the way so he can get up, and says, "Out of the way, Snoodle." Snoodle.
Aww.
And he stands up and has this book tucked in his arm, and says, and comes to you and says, well, he's speaking to you in more of a low hush tone. I'm sure you're somewhat aware of our recent situation here, yes?
In general,
with
here
the escape
specifically.
and stolen balloon. What?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that as he kind of looks, he continuously kind of looks around and over his shoulders. The incident may do me in. I'm afraid my people may no longer trust me here. I'd hate to become another head on a spike.
What does that incident have to do with them not trusting you?
Yeah.
Did you count how many heads were there?
A lot.
That doesn't answer the question.
If I'm unable to maintain my own people, i.e. Willywog, how am I to rule?
Mandate of heaven.
Also, why? What was the reason for them stealing the balloon? Like, why were they trying to leave? What was the cause?
Being chased by Bavlorna?
And you didn't want to let them get away, assume because Bevlorna? They were just being chased? What did they do to get chased by her?
He kind of looks at you and regards you in a way of confusion.
One is Bevlorna, but like, what did they do is more of my question.
When you were told what they did,
I don't remember.
Tavalar was sprung from being imprisoned.
Okay. So Woolywug went and got him, is what happened.
He nods.
Okay.
I mean, he kind of looks at you as if to say, are you stupid? Bavlorna's a hag.
Yes.
You don't want to piss her off.
Yeah. She's got that crazy blood magic.
And he takes this book and kind of looks at it and says, you go to Bavlorna, bring this back with you.
Is it a little book or the big book?
It's the book he slammed shut when you were walking in.
When we take that to her, you said?
I'd rather you just simply drop it off somewhere.
Oh. At her place?
Preferably in her domicile, yes.
Okay. To drop it off somewhere is a completely different situation.
Yeah, I was thinking we just throw it in the lake as we walk down the bridge.
Gotcha. So we are free to proceed. Do we want to kind of rest up if we need to get anything back? You burned a spell slot. I burned a spell slot.
He says, well, and he kind of says this a little louder after he hands you the book. He says, kind of with a smile, Only members of the Soggy Court are allowed to speak with Bavlorna, and some of the others sort of sit up a little intrigued.
Is there an unsoggy court that we can talk to then?
Not in this swamp, my friend.
So are you wanting to make us members to meet up with Bavlorna?
He says, if you accept my invite to join the Soggy Court and are appropriately attired, only then can I give you permission, as my emissaries, to speak to Bavlorna.
One moment. Are we going to join the Soggy Court just to make it easier? Or do we want to fight a bunch of bullywogmen?
I kind of want to fight a bunch of bullywogs at this point. Jesus Christ.
They
Do
are
you want to be
being
the one that removes the head and puts it on the spike and claims the throne?
Combat's the last option. Oh, wrong game.
This is not Trudvang.
We do not care. I think we may just end up murdering all of them at this point. They're really annoying.
Well, I've only got one spell slot left, and there's a lot more here to put to sleep.
That's true. We should probably nap first.
Yeah, the bullywogs. So.
Is there anything about the book that's obvious? Because he handed it to us.
Yeah.
Like anything that we need to that stands out on the book? Is it like a spell book or?
You like flipping through it?
Yeah.
I mean, is there anything obvious on the outside that?
There's no title on it.
I'll flip through it.
If you open it up, the first page in kind of shaky large handwriting it says Book of Bad Blood. And it's like a list. It's a detailed list of like let me see, make sure I explain it properly. It's a detailed list of names and the reasons why these people are her enemies spelled out in detail.
Oh, it's her little black book.
He says, yeah.
The list.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
it's basically her little black book.
It's her hit list.
How he got it is
He doesn't want to say.
he does, unless you, I mean, he'll tell you if you ask him, but like,
How'd you
he has
get a
not
hold of
told
the
you.
book?
He will tell you that he got it from a, how does he actually specifically
An
call
associate.
it? From a Darkling merchant.
Oh, okay. Is he
who
in the
stole
book?
it, who stole it from Bavlorna mere hours ago.
Oh, is he in the book? Is that why he's so concerned?
If you go through the, he doesn't give you, he won't give you the name.
Oh, okay.
But he says it's from a Darkling merchant who is here around the lake, just to the east and north.
Okay. Is Gullup's name in the book? If we flip through it real
I
quick.
don't think Gullup's name is in it. No.
Okay. Well, we can take the book back.
Just make sure that you assure her that I'm not the one who stole it.
Clearly.
I merely ensured its safekeeping.
Ah.
And don't mention the fact that I opened it.
Won't say a thing.
But you still have not given him an answer. Will you join the Soggy Court and become my emissaries?
Sure.
Wait, all of us have to join?
Yeah, why not?
I'm not
get-
sure I want to add that to my title.
It's
Paladin of the
fun.
Soggy Court.
You're an emissary. You're not a paladin of the Soggy Court.
That's comforting.
Emissary of the soggy and all things wet. There you go.
He's a cat man.
I don't think he wants his fur wet all the time.
That's why he wears armor.
Nobody wants wet fur.
Or the smell of wet fur.
You're a fish. And there's a reason why I call you low tide.
You are then... Sorry. A party erupts. You guys are showered in like dusty and dirty, like it's not really graffiti. It's just basically just people are just they're throwing dirt in the air as if it was graffiti and happy and laughing and yada yada yada. It's a bit of a little party. They're throwing you a bit of a party for joining.
I think the word you're looking for is confetti.
Probably.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, maybe I've just misheard him.
No. Some things we'll let pass, some things we will not.
And King Gulp says, follow me, and he will lead you out away from the gazebo, eastward into what he calls his palace, where you are to be fitted with the proper attire. He calls it the Sinking Palace. Outside of the palace, you see 2 Bullywogs and a crocodile guarding it, and that he just waves and they disperse so that you can enter. This ramshackle hall is built around a big tree. 2 of the tree's limbs reach out through the walls like enormous welcoming arms. The interior of the hall is roomy, with an open floor plan that allows occupants of the upper story to look out over the lower one. Bullywug courtiers crowd into the space, filling it with their guttural croaks. Their clothing is faded and stained with mud.
Yeah, we could have taken them.
The lower level is submerged in about 3 inches of swamp water.
How many were there, roughly?
How many Bullywugs? Mm-hmm. You probably couldn't count them all. I mean, it's a lot.
Would have been tough. I don't have enough sleep for that.
They're nobles. What do they do?
It's still hard.
I don't know.
Numbers can add up.
Inside the lower level, there's a trio of musicians that begin playing an upbeat tune on stringed instruments.
Does this sound like something you hear in a bar out in a desert wasteland?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Some weird twangy shit.
Yeah. Do, 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 do.
Maybe it might be one of those that has like the chicken wire fence over it, so when you throw the beer bottles, it doesn't hit the actual musicians. You gotta play Rawhide all night to keep them happy. Blues Brothers is such a good movie. I'm sorry. Classic. Up above you on the upper level, you see about 8 to 10 more Bullywug courtiers, as they're calling them. Some of them are on pillows, reclining on pillows, and some of them are standing about. It doesn't appear to be a railing. It appears to just be a second level that you can kind of look right over into the lower level. That's what you see on the inside. You are, again, it's like a big party. Everybody is inviting you in and happy that you're a part of their group. They are passing you wine. There are bottles of wine.
What kind of wine? Does it look like legit wine or does it look like muck? I'm asking out of game because Chinnopio won't know.
Yes, it smells alcoholic, but it's definitely not clear. As the party goes on for about a half an hour or so, they begin passing goblets of wine around, and one of them, what appears to be a young female bullywug, walks up to Usagi and hands him the goblet. She's holding it. I can hold my cup this way. She's holding it, by the goblet head itself, the bowl, as well as the bottom. Her hand is on the very bottom. And when she hands it to you, she very specifically ensures that your hand slides underneath where hers was. And you feel something under there as she kind of smiles and curtsies and goes on her way.
So what is this thing that I'm feeling?
It's a piece of paper.
All right. I will set the goblet down and read the paper.
In very hasty writing, it reads, "Find Illig, the Baron of Muckstump, at once. The revolution lives." God damn it.
How do I spell Illig?
Illig, Illig.
I did it.
Yay! The Baron of Muckstump, which is one word. It's spelled exactly how it sounds.
All right. So we're starting revolution.
The revolution lives.
Is there is there an open fire somewhere?
Sure.
I will throw the piece of paper in the fire.
Okay. You do so.
I told you guys it was a chain quest.
It's how the stories go, man. It's fine.
You didn't really think you just walk in here and find Bavlorna, did you?
No, I thought we would get the thing, go.
This is the grind before the first boss fight.
Probably another grind to get there, but yeah.
I'm saying it's a grind.
Yeah,
we want to be a decent
For all
level
intents and
before we fight
purposes, you can consider this a dungeon crawl because it's an area by area walkthrough.
It is an intro module, so they're going to be very like hand-holdy to a degree.
Right.
Not super railroady, but railroady.
Correct.
All right. Well,
You can then, unless you want to speak to anyone else, you can sort of just party for a moment, and then they will give you the proper attire. They will give you the proper attire, which is just like really shabby clothing with like some sort of emblem on it that vaguely
resembles
XIX for his, since he's the 19th.
twigs and reeds.
Something like, yeah, I mean, it's probably very shittily embroidered on there.
Italy, great word. Use it all the time. It's an adverb. Now we got to figure out how to find someone to figure out where the Baron is.
I mean, so you guys can like walk out of here at any point. They're gonna drink and have fun and whatever.
Do you recognize the bullywug that gave you the note? Maybe catch them off to the side.
They all look the same.
That seems rude.
Racist rabbit piece of shit.
All the rabbits look the same. All the bullywugs look the same. Are any of the bullywugs like staring at us in like a not menacing way?
None of them are looking at you menacingly.
I didn't know if they were like staring at us more like maybe we should talk to that one about anything.
Between a male and a female bullywog.
Doesn't matter.
They could be both.
Yeah, it's frogs.
I don't know, roll me a perception check if you're trying to find anyone specific.
I don't see squat.
They are all wearing clothing, by the way. So I presume females are wearing something that resembles more like a dress.
Don't tell them how they're supposed to dress. You can dress how you want.
It's just I'm trying to make it easier on you.
So the
then,
king,
you don't really see anybody specifically regarding you since you rolled poorly.
the king tells us like where to go. Like,
Yeah,
How to get the
he
bonus.
tells you to. It's, again, not really a short jaunt, but he says you can follow. He says there is a dock on the outside of on the southeastern corner of the Usagi Palace. If you wish, you can see if there's a boat there to cross to the center of the Murky Lake, or you can continue around and probably find a nicer boat. It's really up to you. Meaning that you can cross from one dock to another in their not so great, probably dugout canoe southward, and then continue following around until you find a nicer boat to cross to the center. That's what he's suggesting. It's up to you, though. If you want to
so
try to go.
her cottage is at the center of this lake.
Yes. That's why you can't see it, because it's all shrouded in fog. You would have...
I found the king.
There
I
you
just
go.
wanted to see what he looked like.
That's totally cool.
I mean, it's
And
making
there's-
a lot of this make more sense.
There's
like,
Snoodle.
Yeah.
That's the king. And Snoodle.
Snoodle might be my favorite.
You probably would have noticed, too, that off of the Soggy Palace was another like clothesline going off into the center
Yeah.
of the lake.
Do these clotheslines have clothes on them?
Yeah, or are they just...
They do, but it's like patchwork falling apart stuff.
Gotcha.
It looks like
I know we had
touched.
one on the last one like that, but I wasn't sure. It's like, does the king put out his
Did you see?
Yeah.
ingeundies?
Snoodle.
Right.
Oh, that's great. The monocle's a bubble monocle. It goes over the eye. I just saw that.
So it's your call which direction you want to go. If you want to try to cross to the southern portion of where there's more land to see if you can find a better boat to cross through, or if you want to try to take a shitty canoe, probably multiple because they're probably not very large to get to the center.
It's up to you guys. I can swim.
I just assume we just take whatever we have here and let's go.
Okay, that's where you're going. Then that's where we're going. It is oh god. If you were rowing in, he will tell you that it's essentially from here. It is almost directly south west, almost corner to corner from where the palace is to the corner of her cottage or at least the dock at her cottage. It's roughly, according to this map, that are 10-foot squares, 120 feet to get there.
Okay.
You guys roll across. You go roll across the river, or across the lake. You come upon a dock.
Do we have a diplomatic angle, or are we just punching first, ask questions later?
I have nothing in that way. I actually didn't take persuasion. I have charisma, but it's only a +4.
I have a +6 to persuasion.
I don't know, you'd be the one that would talk.
So, I'm very persuasive.
Now, did you have the garb put over top of your armor?
I didn't take my armor off, if that's what you're asking. And they can't make me.
You row around. You have to kind of row around until you find like a spot that you can actually, dock at and climb out of.
So
Would we have considered the little thing that was going on prior a short rest or not?
You were partying.
Okay. So no.
If that's what you want to call
I
it.
presume you were active.
Short rest only takes an hour.
If you want to take a short rest, you can take a short
Yeah,
rest.
I want
That's
that
fine.
because I get my slot back. I only have 2. I need them.
It's fine. Eventually, after going around the outer deck of the cottage, you come across there are four flights of wooden steps that rise out of the swamp, ending at a trap door on the underside of the cottage, which is perched atop tall, thick wooden stilts and surrounded by dense fog. So you see a trap door above you.
So we go upstairs and there's a trap door.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a very well hidden trap.
Well, it's a trap door, not a trap. Or is it?
Probably both. It's trapdoor trap.
Just trying to decide whether a trapdoor directly above us is a bad thing or not.
I suppose that would actually require a roll if you wanted to see if it was trapped, but yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
Trapdoor above us.
It's probably just the way in.
The hole in the ceiling?
Did we see any entryways or anything on the side of the hut?
No, because it's on stilts. You have to climb 4 flights of stairs to get to it.
Good point. It's high.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guess we can go investigate.
Who's in the lead?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Okay.
Lead the way, Corus.
I'm going to get you one of these days, Troy.
It's for the good of everything.
Get you one of these days.
Get me one of these days.
Read your curse.
Oh.
I really wonder what it is.
I mean,
If you're not taking lead, doesn't make a difference.
Now I'm going to make him take the lead. I'm going to push him in front.
I don't
He
know
is
that
the rogue, by the way.
I don't know that I would count this as.
It is what it is.
He's a fighter.
I do not read it aside.
Well, I expected to do more exploration. So we can put down the map of Downfall for now. And the other multiple areas you haven't gone to.
Yeah, bypass it. They want to get to the witch.
We were all about this frog party.
I was fine doing stuff with the frog peoples, but
I mean, yeah. You were given a side quest that you can always go back to, but
Nobody knows anything about it.
yeah, he didn't tell us. That's all on him. He has to share that information. That's true, because you're the only one that read it, and you're like, cool. And then you burned it. You told no one. You
Give a shit about some frog revolution.
you push open the trapdoor, Corus. And when you enter, you see a recessed pool lined with moldy clay tiles takes up most of the large square room. Stagnant water fills the depression to a depth of 1 foot. Rising from the pool's center is the head of a stone well that gives off an unpleasant and pungent odor. In one corner of the pool stands a tall, dirty, freestanding mirror in an oval frame. Did I say it right? Mirror?
Yeah. There you go.
And floating on the water is a
right.
large lily pad. Creaky wooden floorboards are arranged in a 10-foot wide raised walkway around the pool. This walkway is crowded with shelves, tables, and stools of all shapes and styles. Almost every available surface is littered with stacks of dirty plates, scraps of food, and old junk. Dressing dummies are pushed together in one corner, and a wooden staircase spirals up from the other corner. 5 closed doors lead from the room. Welcome to your next dungeon crawl. Thank you all for listening. The Wild Beyond the Witchlight is co-written by Stacey Allen, Will Doyle, Ari Levitch, and Chris Perkins. You can find us online at raincorsbrothel.com and on Facebook at Fans of the Raincourse Brothel.